Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. This week's episode of WWE Raw is set to be the Red Brand's penultimate episode before Clash in Paris 2025. The Stamford-based promotion is already advertising Roman Reigns for the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Additionally, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and other top stars will appear on the show. In this article, we will discuss 5 things that could happen on Monday Night Raw this week. Naomi is the current Women's World Champion, but she was notably absent from last week's edition of the Red Brand. WWE confirmed that the Glow was not medically cleared, which was the reason behind her absence. Since then, there has been no update concerning Naomi's future as the champion. So if the 37-year-old star's injury is real and takes a prolonged time to recover, then Triple H's creative regime could be forced to pull the plug on her title reign. This may lead to Naomi vacating her Women's World Championship on the upcoming episode of RAW. Over the past few weeks, WWE has been hinting at Asuka's heel turn. The Empress of Tomorrow was engaged in heated segments with Io Sky and even pushed her last week on Monday Night Raw. This week's episode might feature Asuka finally turning into a villainous star and destroying the genius of the Sky. Triple H may prefer to pull the trigger for Asuka's character switch on the show if they plan to have a match at Clash in Paris 2025 between the former women's champions. WWE aired a Bayley vignette promo on the previous episode of the Red Brand, concluding with a cryptic laugh. Many believe this is a sign of the Huggers' much-anticipated villainous turn on Monday Night Raw. The Stamford-based promotion can execute this heel turn when the role model may launch an attack on Valkyria and finally solidify her character switch. Attacking Lyra makes sense as she is a babyface star and just had a rivalry with Bayley. AJ Styles suffered a loss against Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam, but it seems that their rivalry is not over yet. The veteran has already warned that he is not done with Dom until he wins the IC title. However, to tackle the Judgment Day's numbers game, Styles might get Rey Mysterio on his side. The master of the 619 made his return during a Mexico City Super Show last month, but has yet to make his television comeback. So on this week's edition of Monday Night Raw, Rey might return to the show to become AJ Styles' ally against the Judgment Day. The veteran will help the Phenomenal One to beat Dominic Mysterio and overpower the Raw faction's numbers game. At Clash in Paris 2025, WWE has already announced that Seth Rollins will defend against CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso. Earlier, it seemed that the OTC was the one who got added to this bout instead of the YEET Master, but it appears that the company may have different plans. On the upcoming Raw, if Roman Reigns gets engaged in a confrontation with Seth Rollins and the Vision again, it could lead to him getting added to the title bout. This will make the world title match at Clash in Paris a 5-pack singles showdown. The road to WWE's next premium live event continues with another episode of Monday Night Raw. And this week promises to bring plenty of intrigue, drama, and potentially history-making moments. With rivalries heating up, championships in jeopardy, and long-term storylines in motion, WWE fans will have their eyes glued to their screens to see what unfolds. One of the biggest stories revolves around Naomi and her status as WWE Women's World Champion, but that's far from the only headline grabber. Let's take a closer look at what could happen when Raw goes live this week, including Naomi's uncertain future and several other key developments that could shake the WWE landscape. Naomi vacating WWE Women's World Championship would be heartbreaking but possible. Ever since Naomi's return to WWE earlier this year, she has been positioned as one of the most resilient and crowd-favorite performers on the roster. Her energy, her bond with the WWE Universe, and her championship reign have been highlights of the women's division. However, recent reports have suggested that Naomi might be dealing with nagging health concerns that could jeopardize her ability to compete at full capacity. WWE has always made it clear that the health of its performers comes first, and if Naomi is unable to defend the title within the required time frame, she could be forced to vacate it. If this were to happen, it would mark yet another heartbreaking twist in her journey, reminiscent of the time when other top stars had to relinquish their championships due to injury or unforeseen circumstances. Should Naomi vacate the championship, WWE could immediately set up a tournament or a multi-woman match to crown a new women's world champion. Names like Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, and even a possible returning Jade Cargill could be in line to step up, creating chaos and excitement around the division. While fans would hate to see Naomi sidelined, her vacating the title could also open the door for fresh rivalries and surprising opportunities that reshape the entire women's roster. Another possible scenario on Raw could involve the continuation of the Cody Rhodes storyline. As the reigning undisputed WWE champion, Cody has been carrying the company on his shoulders with pride, but that also makes him the biggest target in WWE. With challengers lining up and Cody's schedule growing more intense by the week, Raw could see the next chapter in his title defense saga. Rumors have been swirling that Cody may be forced into a triple threat or even fatal four-way match at the next premium live event, and Monday's show could provide clarity. Expect to see possible confrontations involving Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, or even Gunther, who has been looming as a dominant force waiting to make his move. Raw could feature a contract signing, a sneak attack, or a shocking stipulation being added to Cody's next defense. The Judgment Day also cannot be ignored. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley have maintained a stranglehold over WWE programming for months, but internal cracks have been showing. With Damian Priest now Mr. Money in the Bank, tensions are inevitably going to rise, especially if he starts teasing a cash-in on his own allies. This week's Raw could highlight those cracks, with Rhea Ripley possibly taking exception to how the group is being managed, or Finn Balor once again trying to manipulate Priest into following his lead. WWE has often used Raw as the stage to tease betrayals or seeds of dissension, and this could be the week where the Judgment Day starts spiraling into chaos, setting up a blockbuster storyline for the fall. Another huge talking point for Raw could be the return of a major superstar. WWE loves surprises, and with the company pushing to make every episode feel must-see, it wouldn't be shocking if someone like Randy Orton, Braun Strowman, or even a returning veteran made an appearance. Randy Orton's name especially stands out, given his absence due to injury and the constant speculation about his future. If Orton shows up, it would immediately electrify the crowd and add a new wrinkle to whichever storyline WWE plugs him into. Imagine Orton staring down Cody Rhodes, teasing an RKO out of nowhere, or reigniting his rivalry with a returning Edge if he were to make a comeback on Raw as well. Finally, the tag team division could be set for a shakeup. Raw has seen plenty of movement in the singles divisions, but the tag team scene has sometimes felt overlooked. With teams like DIY, the Street Profits, and Imperium all jockeying for position, this week could see the announcement of a #1 contender match or even a surprise title change. WWE has shown a willingness to shock fans with sudden tag title switches on television. And with Raw's ratings always in focus, don't be surprised if a championship bout headlines the show and ends with unexpected new champions holding the gold. This week's Raw holds the potential to be one of the most talked about episodes in recent months. From Naomi possibly vacating the Women's World Championship to the rise of challengers against Cody Rhodes, the cracks within Judgment Day, the looming shadow of Randy Orton, and the uncertain future of the tag team division, the Red brand has no shortage of storylines to deliver. Whether WWE goes all in on shocking developments or simply builds toward bigger payoffs down the road, one thing is certain: fans will want to tune in live to see what unfolds. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.